Hello, everyone. This is Cami from Blue Hill Images. I'm gonna do a little Lightroom edit. I'm not necessarily doing editing in Lightroom today. I'm just gonna show you how I kind of use Lightroom because I think that was the hard thing for me right when I first got started. Um, let's see, let's just go back to so this I just right when I got Lightroom, I had no idea what I was doing. I think I just followed the directions that somebody gave me and I imported all these pictures. These are like from 10 years ago. This is my Jane, who is now 10 and a half. And so I just imported all this stuff and then I have all just this junk from who knows when. Anyway, so I had no idea, and I had used to have more. I've cleaned this up. I had no idea what I was doing, and people would say that they were using it for organization, but I did not understand why or how or whatever. So I'm just going to kind of go through how I use Lightroom, what I use it for. I use it for like 95% of my organization and editing. So it's a huge game changer for me. As far as learning how to use Lightroom, I bought this was before I knew about any learning sites. I didn't know about Click and Moms. I didn't know about Unraveled, or I didn't know about anything online. Remember, I started shooting 10 years ago. So I just wanted to get off of those pictures. So I didn't, there wasn't really online resources 10 years ago. It just wasn't the same thing. I'm sure there were some. I bought like digital SLR for Dummies book. That's how, that's how I started. And also someone was teaching a little class in my church. So that's how I got to know things. I just studied things out myself. YouTube wasn't even really big, so I couldn't even look up editing videos. It was a totally different environment. Now I would just take a Lightroom class. But even 2 years ago, before I knew anything about anything, I just bought a book on Amazon on how to use Lightroom. And it came with a bunch of instructional videos as well. Like all of the lessons were also videos. So that's kind of how I learned it. But once I got over the learning curve of just understanding how it works, it's so helpful, so helpful. So just now in the last 5 minutes, I went and did a shoot. I don't even want to call it a shoot. I took some pictures of my dog and then I called my Jane upstairs and made her sit on the front steps and take some pictures. None of them are going to be good. I'm just telling you now. So I have my memory card now in my little reader. Oh, I don't even think I've done this part yet. So, nope, I haven't. So I don't know how this opened. So what I do is on my just hard drive, or it's actually an external hard drive, but I have my little storage here thing. Go to my pictures, 2018, and I make myself a new folder. There's a way to just automatically have it go in. I don't like to do it. I just want to kind of be in control and tell it what to do. So I'll call these video shots because I don't care. All right, and then I'm going to open up I do this wrong every single time, so don't make fun of me. See, every time. It's this one and this. Okay. So then I'm going to grab these shots. I just Control A. I'm just dragging them in there. So then once they're in, I close my memory card. You can erase them from here. I just format it once it's on my, in my camera again. Okay, so then I go into Lightroom. So this is the tricky part. Don't just get all of your pictures into Lightroom. It will tell you, find some pictures and put them in. Don't do it if you are brand new to Lightroom. Just import what you want. Don't let it just look all over and find. You'll have phone shots and it'll just be a mess unless you want to organize every single thing into Lightroom. Now I pushed import and now what it's doing is actually looking at my card. And we don't want it to look at the card. I want to go to that same place. Where was it? Pictures 2018, all the way down here, video shots. Okay, so now in here, I'm going to say Lightroom video. These are my keywords. This is how I'm going to look them up later. Jane, house. Sometimes I like to know when I've used my front porch. Luna's my dog. E-learning, I don't know, something like that. Okay, so I've got those now attached to these. So then I'm going to import them. And then they show up. Bloop. Now, every time you import something, it looks like everything else disappeared. Don't worry about that. That's just because, see what I'm on over here? I need one of those little circles around my cursor, but I'm on the previous import. If I clicked on this all photographs, it would show them all to me. So don't worry about it. I really love that it only shows me this import at the right after I do it, because I just want to work on those right now. I don't want to look at everything else. So here, this is where I do my culling. I'm just going to choose which shots I like. I obviously do not want 39 shots of my dog and my daughter making dumb faces. So I'm going to click on it, and then here's what I do. So down here, there's all these stars, right? I am just going to, you can actually push the number on your number pad or whatever on your keypad, and it will rate them for you. So I'm going to say, what I do, everyone does this differently. What I do is the number 1 for if I don't want to keep it at all, I just want to throw it away. 2 for a maybe, like if I'm going to do a head swap or something and I don't really love the shot, but I might need it later, then I do a 2. 3 means I want to keep it for possible editing. Once it's edited, I push 4, and if it's one of my very best shots, I do 5. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to go through these really quick. I just don't care about that shot. That's kind of funny. Nope, nope. Maybe. I actually called that a 3. Yeah. So this one, it's too bad. I just wanted it right on her eyeball, so I'm going to say no. Oh, see, there I got it. So now I got 3. 1, maybe. Oh, I'm going to go back and make that a 1 and call that a 3. Nope, nope, nope. Don't mind my dirty window here. That is, my kids have been drawing with markers on the window, with window markers. I'm going to keep that though. No. I actually don't like any of those, but we're keeping some for the purposes. Okay, Jane here. No. That's silly. I'll keep it just for her. That's a cute smile. After they do something dumb, they always give me a good smile. She was moving. Okay, she said it was too bright, so I let her close her eyes. Ooh, I like that one. Silly. That one's kind of cute. I told her to do that. Love that one for teenagery. I mean, she's not a teenager. And then I did this last. I need to sweep my front step. All right, so then once I've got that, I'm going to double click to get back into just the library mode. And then I come up here to attribute, and I want the rating less than or equal to 1. So the reason I don't just not rate them, I don't leave them as 0 if I'm not going to use them, is because I want to make sure I looked at each one. So if I see one without a star at all here, then I'll say, oh, I missed that one. Whereas if I do a 1, if I did 0 for all of them, I might have missed a super awesome shot just by clicking too fast. So I'm going to select all of those. I just pushed Control A. And then I'm just going to push delete. Now, you can just remove them from Lightroom, but if you delete them, it supposedly takes them off of out of the folder. At least I thought it was doing that, but today I noticed I don't think it's doing that. I'm going to have to figure that out, but I still say delete from disk because I don't ever want to see those again. Rating is greater than or equal to 3 now, and then I guess I didn't rate any of those 2. Now I only have the shots I actually want to work on. Okay. So now let me show you how the tagging and everything works. I'm going to go back to all photographs because maybe I like something that I've done in one of my other shots over here with the dog, or I don't know, whatever it is, and I want to like copy my editing. So I might want to get out of that window, but then I want to go back to only seeing those. Then I can go to text up here in these little thingies. and say like, I want to see Luna shots. Okay, it's still showing me some with bubbles, so we're gonna say Luna and Jane. Maybe that'll give me the right thing. Oh, it starts actually giving me more. Well, that's close enough. If I had named it a little bit better, then we would be in business. Okay, so let's say, I don't really want to edit any of these, but we'll go to here. Here's my Luna picture. So now we're in the library module this whole time. And that is not going to be easy to use for editing. So now I'm going to go to the develop module because I want to actually edit it. So this is where your presets show up. If you bought any presets, and this is new, it used to show you just if you hovered over the preset, it would show you the little preview only in this little tiny box up here. But in the last update, they make it so you can actually see the preset on the big screen, which is really nice. And obviously, you would have to tweak these because they look horrible and hideous, all of them. Never does the preset work like with one click unless I want it super clean like that. Anyway, so here's all your presets over there. Over here on the right side, this is where you want to be. This is everything you need. And if you want to do just a quick and dirty edit and you just don't want it to be raw. So I shot in RAW. So these are going to look really flat, right? If you shoot in JPEG, your camera's already done some editing. But if you shoot in RAW, this is all the information, so it doesn't look very good. But if you just say auto white balance, auto tone, this is probably what a JPEG would have looked like. So the before and after. So you can just do that if you want to. You can even make a preset. You can make presets really easily, but you can make a preset that does that if you want, whatever it is that you want to do. But I'm just going to reset. But I like to do something else, you know. So lately I've been kind of into, I'm going to straighten it first because it's driving me crazy. Crop it down so that her little face is on the rule of thirds here. Let's go like that. That looks a little better. It's still not totally sharp on her eye, but that's all right. I've been super into film presets lately, but I'm not super impressed with these Maston ones. Maybe it would work here. Oh, doesn't look too bad on this one. You just gotta have a pretty clean shot. Yeah, let's go to this first one. First, set my white balance. No, I think it's fine. All right, so I used a preset, so now it looks super contrasty. You come over here, see, the contrast is way up. That's because it's a pushed one. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to raise the exposure a little. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to leave it. Then I'm going to bring the highlights up a little instead and the shadows down. Bring my blacks. Nope. Sometimes I like this dehaze. So I'm trying to see if I can bring the shadows down so it looks like she's totally in the black. What I might want to do is exposure down a little bit more. So I'm making this pretty dramatic. I just kind of want that to be all the way black. Now, if I want to make it a little more black, I just took this over here, this brush, the adjustments brush, and I'm going to, if you come up here to effect and just click it twice, everything resets. So I'm going to take the exposure down just on this brush and the shadows, and then just brush it on where it's not doing as much as I want. Then I can do that opposite thing and bring the exposure up on my little Luna here. Boink. So I'm going to click that again. Now see, it still has my old brush. So I'm going to click twice, make the brush I want, bring up the exposure a little bit and the shadows a little bit. And then just brush that just on her. The other thing I can do, if I want to, is anything else. Once I've done this, you can change it. anything on the adjustment brush. So I could like clarity a little more, but no. Adjust the shadows a little bit more. Blacks, no. Clarity. Oh, I already did that. Anyway, so you can kind of, I want her to really look white. So there you go. And then maybe she just looks like a floating head. So I'll tighten this up a little bit. Crop her little head off, maybe. Anyway, I don't know. And then I can always, so another thing you can do is take things out. Like I could try to take this whole little thing out. Yeah, it's not really going to work. It's too big, but I can get it out, but I would do that in Photoshop for sure, which you can do straight from here. So let's say I'm done with this, or I want to work on the tone curve. There's so many panels here. There's colors here, and see, everything's messed with because I used a preset. There's split toning, there's sharpening. Oh, I kind of hate sharpening. I like to, anyway, there's so many things you can do here. You can enable your profile corrections. That's for your lens. So it knows what lens I used, and it makes that little bit of distortion. And just click it, and it does that. Now let's pretend I actually wanted to leave this line in, but I want it to be straight. Here's a whole little transform tool. If I just say auto, oh, it didn't do very well. Oh, yes, it did. It made it straight. So now it doesn't even bother me that much. So see, that's off like that, and then on like that. So that just does that automatically. And there's so many other ways to use this transform tool that are awesome. You can do a little vignette. Whoop. Anyway, lots and lots of things to do here. There's also these profiles, which now they've changed so you can almost use them like presets. I have some in here, and you can like choose one and then adjust the amount. This is brand new. It's very exciting, but I don't actually want that. Other thing you can do is, if you come over here to this panel, you can, why isn't it doing it? Oh, this is it. I got confused. So this is kind of my history here. This is everything I've done to it. So if I come up here and say, I didn't really like that, or I want to see if I like it better. So let's have this when I was doing the vignette. I don't know. Do I like that with profile? Do I like it without? And you can just kind of click back and forth at any point. I can come back all the way to here, and you can start editing from there. And that's how you do it. So then once, this is a really cool feature actually of Lightroom, is that you can now, let's say I'm done with my Lightroom edits. Oh, I should point this out. So this means that this little spot right here is blown. It's my little, if I bring up the highlights even more of it will be blown. So things turn red if they're blown out. And you can see it up here on this little levels on the histogram. It's climbing the right wall here. I've also got a lot of stuff. See, if I just hover over the black, there's all this stuff that turned blue. I don't mind that that's clipped. I'm going to let it be. So anyway, but I do want to take down my highlights. Don't want her little face blown. I don't mind that much. All right, so then you can, once you're done here, but you want to go into Photoshop, you can right click, edit in Photoshop. I don't know why I chose this picture. Sorry guys that you have to keep looking at my doggy's profile. It takes a minute to open. And then you've got it open here. So now let's say I just want to select, I'm going to select this little area right here, and then I'm going to say new fill layer. No, I don't. I want to say Whenever I get in here, you guys, I can't remember how to do anything. Okay, edit, fill. And then I want it to be content aware. And okay, and it will probably just fill it right in for me with this black. Let's hope. Let's see. And it did, pretty much, right? Control D to deselect, and I can do all sorts of things to make that darker. I can just burn it, or I can, let's say I want it to be exactly this color, then I can just, oh, I have the opacity really low. Start doing that. I'm just cloning this out. Keep choosing new focal points, or don't want her nose. All right. Dirty job, but that's fine. Okay, so I got that. It's all pretty now. I can even extend this if I wanted, but now I'm just going to say save. And then if I go back into Lightroom, that picture shows up in here. And now it's a Lightroom file again. That's not even a file. Lightroom. So I can make as many copies down here as I want. Let's say I didn't like that edit and I want to try something else. I can right click it and make a virtual copy. And then there's another one, and I can say I want to try whatever, my lifestyle one. You know, and say, yeah, maybe I like that better after I fix it a little bit and whatever. I don't know. So, and then I can kind of go back and forth between them. I can even do like a, I like this one, but I want a reference of this one. Which one do I like better? I can turn off these highlights so I don't have to keep seeing that. So that's really nice. You can also just do like, you know, a before and after. Oh, oops. I clicked all the way over. You can do a before and after and say, oh, that's where I've come and things like that. So lots of really cool things in Lightroom, and these are not files. Until you export them, they don't exist in the world. So they're not taking up space on your computer. You don't have to save them as something else. They don't exist on your computer except as this little preview. I think that's super amazing. So it's hard to understand, I think, at the beginning, but let me just show you. So I don't know which picture. Oh, I don't know. Let's use one of these cute ones. Here comes my daughter. She might bug me. Hi, Nora. Okay. I'll just do this one. I'll do this one by hand. It looks a little yellow to me. I feel like the exposure is a little off. I'm not going to do everything by the numbers right now, friends. Let's give her a little contrast. I really like a tone curve, making it a little S. She looks a little too orange to me. I'm going to come down here to saturation, bring that down, luminance on that up a little bit. She would like it if I took out a little bit, bringing down that feather a little bit. A little bit of her blemishes, as much as a 10-year-old can have them. And even, you know, you can do all sorts of things. I'm going to give her a little brush over with the, in here, there's all these different brushes. And I have one for skin. I'm just going to brush it on, help her out a little bit. So that the attention is on her and not splotchy skin. Not a ton, just a little bit. And once I do it, like I said, you can also always adjust again. Ah! If I want to see where I actually have done things, you can do that. Oh, I'm doing such a bad job. All right. Be done with that. Okay, that's fine. You can even, her teeth look a little, let's whiten her teeth up a little bit. She has this big space between her teeth. She loves it now, but she hated it for a long time. I think I got a little on her lip. Oh, not really, but you can always erase whatever you want. All right, close. Anyway, I'm spending too much time on this, but you get the idea. Give it a little bit of depth here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so pretend that's an awesome picture. Then I say, oh, that was a nice thing to do a clean edit, but let's create a virtual copy and let's see how a film preset does. I'm looking for this one. I don't know why I can't find it. Oh, here it is. I like Susan Grimes, film-based. So I'm going to reset this one, put that film-based one on it. That's pretty cool, I guess. And then let's say I still like this crop. I can come over here and copy. And right now it has all of these things all checked. I can check none and just take the crop, copy, come over here, push paste, and it'll crop it just that same way. So now I can look at these two and decide which one I like better. I actually kind of like mine better than this one. So then I can keep that one, or I can just remove it. Like I can just get rid of it, remove photo. And then I've got just only the one I like. I'm going to go back to single view. I do want to change the white balance a little bit. There. Okay, so then let's say I really like that edit. I want all of them down here to look like that. I want the whole thing. So then I'm just going to select it this way and push sync. Oh, and I just check all except, let's say, crop, spot removal, local adjustments. Everything else looks good. Sync. Okay, and then all of a sudden, all of them are using that. And now these ones, see, you do have to kind of tweak a little bit because they look a little different. There we go. Anyway, so, and then let's say these two are the same. I'm just going to sync those. Boop. That looks better. Then I'm going to come back to this original one, sync everything to the right of it. And then these look good, except for maybe crops. Maybe I want to up exposure a little bit there. Straighten here. Anyway, super fast edits, right? And it's just so much easier to sync your edits in Lightroom than it is. You have to go through kind of a whole process in Photoshop to get that to happen. It's just so easy here. And again, none of this actually exists on my computer until I tell it to. So then let's say I only like a few of these pictures. Sometimes I like to flag them. And you can do that by clicking this little flag on the top left corner of each little screen, or you can just push the letter P. So I'm just going to push the letter P on the ones I like. Let's see about this hello one. Oh, and you know what I have not been doing is I have not been, that didn't work. I've not been putting number 4s on everything that's finished, but I should rate them as 4 once they're done. There. So now I can go back again to the library module, double click so I get back to my little thing. Attribute flags. Now I have down here only the ones with the tags that I used, rated 3 or 4 because it's 3 and above, and with flags. So then I can go like that, select them all, export. And now I have all these different user presets for exporting that I've created. So if I'm going to use it in my blog, I can click on the blog posting and everything changes to where I'm saving it, what I'm naming it, the size of it, the resolution, everything. Clickin' Moms has a different one. They want you to have like 900 pixels on the long side. I hate having to remember what size everything is all the time. Like for Facebook, I actually have just changed this one. I used to do 2500, but then Hello Storyteller likes 2048. So I just have changed my Facebook one to 2048. For the daily project for the Click Pros, they want 1960. I just do not want to have to remember all of these things, the sizes and everything like that. I also sharpen in here. So I have everything set the way I want it, even with my tags, how I name them. Then I just say, yeah, I want to name these Jane on the step. I don't know. Put it in a folder, Jane. And then it goes to where exactly where I want it to go. I export them, and now they actually exist on my computer. Another awesome, awesome thing about Lightroom is over here I have a shoot-proof plugin. So if I don't even want them on my computer, but I want them for a client, I have all the raw files for my clients, all the raw files for everything. But once I have them edited, I don't want every single thing in a JPEG and in RAW because I can easily make any JPEG I want just by all of these previews on Lightroom are stored. They don't go away unless you get rid of them. So I don't ever really have to have them on my hard drive. As long as I've backed up my Lightroom catalog, I have every edit I've ever made. So if I want it just on Shootproof, I make a little folder here and I name it whatever I want, and then I publish it and it goes straight to Shootproof, and then they can download it, and I never have to have the JPEGs on my hard drive ever. I think that's pretty amazing. And then what's really nice about that is once my clients choose what they want in their album, they favorite them all in Shootproof, then I only download those ones and then I use them to make the album. So it's just very helpful. I think there's so many awesome things about Lightroom. Plus, I can search anything. Let's take these off and just say, I want to see only my film shots. Film. Text that in there. Now, the mistake I've made is that my Fujifilm mirrorless camera also has the word film in it. So then I could be more specific and say, I want to see what I've shot with Superia film. So then now I've got only the shots I took with Superia. If I want to see only the shots I've taken with Ektar, those are kinds of film. Then I can see everything I've taken only with Ektar. This is about 3 rolls of Ektar, and it's all of them. If I want to see only the shoots that I did in Oregon with Ektar, then I do that, and it took out everything else except my Oregon stuff on Ektar. So it's super easy to find stuff. I have Nora like by her age, so Nora 4. Every picture, come on, these can't possibly be Nora 4. Maybe they are. No, I don't know what's happening, but well, let's try Nora 5. I don't know why that's not working. Huh. It's like, anyway, pretend that's working. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes I have Jane and Nora, and then it only shows me the ones that have them together, but I'm not very good at naming these. I think it's showing me everything with Jane and Nora. So you might want to name them something else if you want that specific thing. Anyway, so yes, I have a lot of stuff in here, but it's pretty easy to find stuff. I even have one for clients. So I can find my clients pretty easily. I do puppies sometimes. These are old clients. Whoop, come down to my new clients. So it's just very helpful for organization. It doesn't help any organization in, you still have to organize on your computer, but you can make collections. See, I've got filter collections here. So if I wanted everything for Jane and Nora, see, I have one for Jane and Nora, but I haven't been keeping these up. I can put them in there, and that's even easier to find them. then, all that stuff. Anyway, this video is too long, so I'm going to stop. But that's basic editing and organization in Lightroom. If you have any questions, let me know. Maybe I'll make a shorter video or just answer. Um, but hopefully that helps and converts you to Lightroom, because Photoshop is awesome for a lot of stuff that you can't do in Lightroom, but there's just some stuff that you cannot beat in Lightroom. I just think it's super amazing. So I hope that's helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye.